The shit. Trump, truly Trump, the banking system. It's time to take a deep breath. It's time to remain calm and understand that over the next 4 to 5 years, you're going to see an infrastructural change in your financial system. I'm going to talk a little bit more about this on Monday as well. Think about this. They just flipped the food pyramid, guys. And if you don't understand what 2026 is, 2027, and the transition through 2030, then you got to go deeper. This year is the great mutation. The seeds that you planted are going to bear fruit. Let me repeat that. The seeds that you planted are going to bear fruit in 2026. So those of you who planted the seeds of discipline, consistency, you're going to bear great fruits. Anybody who planted seeds of unethical, immoral, this is a year of no blind leadership and the darkness coming to light. It's going to be a beautiful transition, 2026, but prepare for volatility, 2027, 2028, and the massive transition as we go into the brave new world in 2030. I'm optimistic. I believe it's going to be absolutely amazing. But you have to understand, discipline, consistency, foundational structure of your portfolios is going to be extremely, extremely important. As the markets go bullish in 2026, don't forget to pull profits. Make sure you protect your principal and make sure you build a disciplined, consistent plan to withstand when the storm comes. Because what goes up must come down. And it's not different this time. It's not a super cycle. Over 200 years, there's been 30 market collapses. There's always a winner. There's always a loser. It was from undisciplined to disciplined people. So today, I'm going to break down how Eric Trump talked about how radically they debanked them. I'm going to show you World Liberty Financial, WFI, which is my number 3 holding now. I was telling you guys this. I got in early, and I keep accumulating. I will continue to follow my discernment and follow my gut. And on the back end, I'm going to share with you my exact portfolio and exactly what I'm doing on every single video. Okay, so we're going to go back 3 months. This is Eric Trump talking about them debanking him. And then I'm going to show you what they're doing. Now, the food pyramid thing, which I'm going to show you on Monday, the key that I want to get across is, and I'm again just going to say what's on my mind, is blind fucking leadership is dead, guys. It's dead. I'm just letting you know. Blindly following somebody, financially, spiritually, it's over. Okay? It's over. Your job as head of household is to take responsibility of your finances. Your job, so this is, we can call it a rhetorical question if you want to answer it in the comments. Like, be honest. If people want to be brutally honest, be honest. Do you know what goes in and out of your bank account? Or are you just swiping your debit card? Or are you just running your credit card and all of a sudden you realize that you're buried in debt? Or do you have a systematic plan as a head of household? Men, specifically, I'm talking to you. Do you have a budget? Do you know what's going in? Do you know what's going out? Do you know what your asset allocation are? Do you have protection? Do you have a dollar cost average plan? Do you have a system? Do you have a process? Does your family know what to do if everything came collapsing down or something happened to you? This is the era, men. And head of household. I'm talking to you women as well. Those men who are not stepping up, shame on you. And the women who are stepping up, congratulations to you. You should be patted on the back and you should be very proud of yourself. But this is important. We have to get back to the foundation. Okay. We have to get back to the discipline. We have to get back to the consistency. We're out of the area of the bullshit price predictions, the hopium, the hype. And trust me, it will come back as the markets go green. The influencers will come back and start promoting tokens. Make sure you stay in the top 10. Okay. Stay lean and mean on the personal side, debt side. Build a foundation. I'm going to keep sharing with you guys what my foundation is. But I'm telling you, there is no get rich quick, but you can get wealthy for sure over the next 5 years. All right, so let's listen to this. I'll get off my soapbox and then we'll tie this all together.
Which banks canceled you? What happened?
Oh, God, everybody. Capital One being the largest. I've sued them recently. Chase canceled us.
Okay, so it was Capital One, because I know that Capital One also canceled Melania Trump, I understand.
And they came after us viciously because my father was in the White House and they wanted to punish us, right? It was legal lawfare. It was political lawfare. That's exactly what Capital One did. Chase did the same thing. Bank of America did the same thing. TD did the same thing. First Republic did the same thing to us.
Okay, so think about this. They all got debanked. They go behind the scenes, and imagine this. I'm going to, imagine what happened here, right? You got Steve Witkoff, is it Alex Witkoff? You got the Witkoff boys. So you got Steve Witkoff, who's the right-hand man for Trump in the White House, right? The Witkoff boys go to the Trump boys. Eric Trump, Donald Trump Jr., and Barron Trump. And we know that Trump is, just the face, and the boys are running the companies. And they go to him and they say, "Hey, listen, man, I see you're being debanked. Do you realize that there's a whole decentralized, keyword decentralized world where we can operate peer-to-peer? And we can create a world bank that people all over the world, if they just have a phone, they could pick it up and they could actually operate on our bank." Do you remember Chase that debanked you? Capital One, all these different companies, or US Bank, sorry, all these companies that they talk about. What if we created our own ecosystem where the people have the governance, where the people are the bank, where the people can lend their money out? I came from banking, guys. I operate like a bank. Do I use a bank? Absolutely. I use a bank to pay my team members, payroll. We have cash in our accounts for emergencies and, for savings and things like that. But outside of that, I'm investing. I'm investing to beat inflation. But here's the thing, is you have to start to use discernment. You have to ask yourself, why did Trump come back and run as a crypto president, as a crypto capital of the world? And why did they create World Liberty Financial? And now it looks like the Trump family, World Liberty Financial, is joining the Congo line of crypto firms applying for U.S. bank charters. Interesting timing with the market structure markup right around the corner, plus ongoing ethics controversy. World Liberty flagship and Trump's crypto fleet seeks a U.S. banking license. This is my number 3 holding. Okay. Today, Trump-linked World Liberty Financial filed for the OCC to launch a national trust bank that would issue and custody its USD1 stablecoin, a peer-to-peer network. You go into Venezuela, you take over the oil, which trumps China. You take over the stablecoin market, USD1. Venezuelans can use USD1 peer-to-peer. They can use Bitcoin to be outside of the government and their dollar, their currency that might collapse. People all over the world can use USD1. People all over the world can use USAT Tether. People all over the world can use RLUSD. If you can't see the infrastructural change of the financial system, I don't know what to tell you at this point, guys. So let's go a little bit deeper into this. The top 21 Bitcoin holders accumulated 40 billion worth of BTC in 2025. Okay. Satoshi, number 1. Strategy B, number 2. BlackRock is the number 3 holder in Strategy B. We got United States, number 3. Tether, number 5, which now we have USAT. Bo Hines stepped down, brought Tether into America. Okay, if you scroll down a little bit, we got 21 Capital, XXI, which is my number 2 stock holding right now. Okay. If we scroll down, we got Michael Saylor, who is the CEO of Strategy B. We got China, we got Coinbase, and then we go down here, we're going to see Trump Media. So let's just think logically. Okay. Trump is the president of the United States. Steve Witkoff, okay, is helping him out in the White House. Howard Lutnick is Cantor. Okay. Steve Witkoff and his boys, WLFI, Trump, Eric Trump, Donald Trump Jr., and Barron. Eric Trump starts American Bitcoin. Okay. That's my number 1 holding stock wise. We got XXI, which is connected to Cantor through 21 Capital. If you can't see the connections, guys, it's all interwebbed. It's all interconnected. And what they're doing right now is they're distracting the living shit out of you. Okay. We're drunk off the wine. We're in the Coliseum. You're going to wake up from the stupor. You're going to wake up from the hangover. And you're going to realize that you're in a brand new system. The middle class isn't going to get wealthier over the next 3 years. The middle class is going to appear to be wealthier because interest rates are going to come down. They're going to print a ton of money. There's going to be 50-year mortgages. Okay. People are going to buy bigger houses. They're going to buy nicer cars. They're never going to pay off their mortgage anymore. It's not the American dream anymore. It's the American nightmare. It's a trap. Inflation. Okay. Interest rates. They manipulate us through inflation, interest rates, and you can't see the silent taxation through inflation. So they get you through taxes, then they get you through inflation. So your goal, your number 1 goal is to beat inflation. That's your number 1 goal. I'm not here to tell you what to invest in. I'm here to teach you and educate you that you have an issue. Okay, this is not our grandparents' economy. Okay, this is not our grandparents' economy. The middle class was engineered after World War II. They started subsidizing mortgages. So now you, as a one household income, could extend your home mortgage all the way out 30 years. Okay, and you could afford a house that you generally couldn't afford. Before the 1900s or 1913s, in the early 1900s, land was wealth. Okay. People owned their farms. People owned their land. They owned their equipment. That's where the wealth was. It was in true wealth, tangible. After 1913, money detached from reality. So here's the thing you need to understand is you are detached from reality. Your money is detached from reality. The middle class worked in 1950s, 1960s, 1970s. As we transitioned to 2000, that's when things really started to change. And after 2008, everything flipped. And is it by chance 2009 Bitcoin was created? It's not by chance, guys. This is all planned out. Satoshi Nakamoto, who creates, let's go back. Let's just use logic here. Let's just put on our logical circuit. Okay. Satoshi, the number one holder. Let's go back here. The number one holder. Let me make this bigger for you guys. Okay. So we got Satoshi. Let's use some logic. Number one holder. We don't know who Satoshi is, but it's created in 2009 when you can see the debt to income ratio is already negative. Your dollar was collapsing in a full-on free fall. America gets caught with no swim trunks on when the tide goes out. I went into banking in 2008. I got to see the other side of it. I was sitting across from people that were coming into our bank that had no income, that had $1 million homes. I was like, how did you get this house? People had $1 million homes with no stated income. People had mansions that were making $30,000 a year. I was like, whoa. And I was new to banking. I'm like, this doesn't seem right. Then Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa come together to de-dollarize. They weren't quiet about it. And then Satoshi pops up and creates Bitcoin. And now, years later, after JP Morgan, Wells Fargo, every bank, Trump told you, Larry Fink told you, every big banker told you. They told us, I was in banking when they announced this in 2017. They told you cryptocurrency is a fraud, Bitcoin's used for money laundering. Then why the hell 8 years later? Okay, look at this. Does that make any sense to you guys? The very people that told you it's a fraud, the very people. United States, okay, we know that's seized Bitcoin. We got Strategy B. BlackRock's the number 3 holder in Strategy B and the number 1 holder through their Bitcoin ETF. And now Bank of America is recommending 1 to 4%. JP Morgan will allow you to use Bitcoin as leverage. You're going to allow us to use something that is fraudulent for leverage? It's just time to start using logic. And that's what I mean by blind leadership is dead, guys. You have to start using logic. Like, Satoshi, we don't know who Satoshi is. Like, this is the way I explain it to people when I'm coaching people, okay? Okay, imagine you're Larry Fink, right? And I'm one of your team members. I come into your boardroom. Like, this is just how I use logic. And I walk in, I'm like, hey, Larry, check this out. So you're Larry Fink, the CEO of BlackRock, the largest asset manager in the world, that literally from the minute you wake up to the minute you go to bed, like if you, whatever you touch, they own part of it, guys. They're bigger than most countries' GDP, okay? So just to put that in perspective. So I walk in, you're Larry Fink, and I say, hey, Larry, check this out, man. I found this new investment, man. Like, oh, yeah, cool. Sit down. Let's talk about it. Okay, number one, I'm talking about Bitcoin, okay? Now, he doesn't know what it is yet. And I say, 95% of the supply is gone. He's like, whoa, what do you mean 95%? What do you mean there's a fixed supply? He's like, I'm listening. 5% is left. What? Only 5% of the population has exposure. It's like, wait a minute. 95% of the supply is gone. Only 5% is left, and only about 5% of the population has exposure. So you just hear scarcity. And that's what I heard. I was like, scarcity. Okay. Supply and demand. And he's like, okay, tell me more. He's like, check this out. In the code, okay? He's like, code. It's like, in the code, they put it so they mine 450 a day. And it goes for the next 116 years. So for the next 116 years, the supply slowly gets released on a daily basis. Oh, that's wild. So 5% of the supply is gone. Only 5% of the population owns it. And there's only 450 a day mined. Okay, this is getting really good. Okay. And I go, what's it called? It's Bitcoin. Okay. Well, what's it used for? It's just peer-to-peer transactions. It's outside the central bank. All right. Okay. Well, what's the company? Who created it? Well, there's no company. Huh? What do you mean? This is Larry, right? It's this guy named Satoshi. And okay, well, can we meet him? Can we go sit in his boardroom? Can we talk to him? Can we don't know who he is. Come on, man. like, come on. We're smarter than this, right? We don't know who he is. Okay, let's go all in. Let's become the #1 holder in Bitcoin. Let's flood our clients' assets into something that we know nothing about. We don't know who created it. We just know it's some magical code that was created. Come on. So that's called logic. That's just logic, right? America's the number, what is it? BlackRock, Satoshi, BlackRock, Strategy B, Grayscale. All you got to do, guys, go on your Fidelity website now. #1 401k holder. You got Bitcoin, Ethereum. I just saw this. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and Solana. It's not going to zero, guys. It's not going to zero. So here's how you win. Is you get into your zone of competency. You read books like this, okay? Read books like this. Read the book Intelligent Investor. Stop believing the bullshit hype. It's not good for you. It's not good for your soul. It's not how winning is done. You're going to get wrecked, okay? It's just not how winning is done. If you want to lose your money, believe the hype. Go to the casino. You're going to do better at the casino. You'll probably do better with the lottery ticket, okay? It's time to build systems, process, structure. Here's how I do it. Cash flow. C. I create cash flow. The last bull run, I created and scaled businesses that created cash flow. That's all I knew how to do. It was my zone of competency. I'm good at running businesses. So I created multiple companies in information, technology, attention, and financial services. So I created these companies that created cash flow, and it took me a long time. I've been at this for 8 years trying to build this, and I finally started to see some success. But when I saw success, I didn't have lifestyle creep. I took the cash flow and I bought more cash flow. I started getting into dividend stocks. So now I had income coming in from active income from my businesses, took some income, I put it into dividend stocks, which are other companies that gave me more income. So now why do I call it income? Okay. Because you're paid in someone else's debt. There's no money in the system. This is not our grandparents and our parents' economy. In 1950s it worked, 1960s it worked, 1970. It doesn't work anymore. The 60-40 split doesn't work anymore. You're not even beating inflation. So when I realized that at about 2 to 3% inflation every 35 years, my money gets cut in half, why the hell would I store in the US dollar or a fiat currency? I'm going to transmute it through the system, CAPL+DR, transmute it through the system based on the economic cycles, because every president says they're going to save you and they never do. The 1% gets wealthier and the middle class gets poor. It's going to keep happening. Okay. So when you lose the emotion in it and they got you drunk in the Coliseum, they were clipping your coins in the Roman days, nothing's going to change until you change. That's it. When you change, things will change. There's nothing going to change. It's the greatest trick played on humanity. You're waiting for a president. You're waiting for a spiritual person to come out of the sky. You've already been saved. Pick up your mat and walk. Your faith has made you healed. The kingdom of heaven is within you. Jesus gave you all of the tools. And guess what? It's not easy. So then you take that income and you turn it into cash flow. When you create cash flow, you put it into assets. Assets. I don't care what you invest in. Okay. I invest based on my zone of competency and what I believe unequivocally is going to be here for the next 10 years and what I believe is going to appreciate and beat inflation. Okay. So my top holdings are Xrparmy. I'm big in digital assets because it's my zone of competency. Maybe it's silver, gold for you. Silver's crushing it. I'm actually going to start buying more silver. Actually, I'm putting in an order today. So I'm going to start buying more dollar cost averaging into silver starting today. And so I have some silver, but I'm going to start getting more. Let's go back to this. So XRP, Bitcoin, WLFI, okay, World Liberty Financial, Solana, HBAR, VeChain. Those are my top 7. I'm going to be consolidating into like just the top 7, top 10. I'm not going to play games outside of that. There's not the next best crypto. Trust me, most of them are going to go away. So I stay very careful. I stay very safe, buy good companies at a fair price. I'm not trying to buy bad cryptos at a good price and trying to catch the pump. You're going to get wrecked. Stock side, it's going to be American Bitcoin, and XXI. Okay. I'm also going to be communicating with my team today around, I'm probably going to start stabilizing my portfolio a little bit with Berkshire Hathaway. I'm obsessed with Warren Buffett, Charlie Munger. I've done a lot of studying, and I feel just based on their performance since Berkshire has been created that it could be a good stability for my portfolio. Okay. So that's my A, and I'll let you guys know when I do that. P, CAPL, P is protection, cash value life insurance. It is the greatest tool in the world to create stability, balance, and L, leverage. So when we profit, okay, we put money into our cash value life insurance for protection, permanent life insurance, and L in CAPL+DR is leverage. Okay, so now we have our base, bottom of our pyramid, stabilization, stabilizing, securing profits because markets always go back down. We borrow at low leverage off the insurance, 5%, and we go back into the markets to buy cash flow, appreciating assets, and we repeat the cycle. DR is de-risk, de-risk, de-risk. We don't get married to assets, okay? We don't rubberneck and watch it go up and go down. We get some off the table, we protect it, we recycle it. That's how winning is done. Think about like the auto boom, the .com. It's always the next best thing, guys. It's not the next best thing. Everything cycles, everything will go up, everything will go down. Okay, that's why I'm thinking about Berkshire because, you know, the greatest investor in the world. Very logical too, like, you know, Charlie Munger and Warren Buffett, God rest Charlie Munger's soul, is they talk about those financial models. Like, it's all bullshit, man. It's like, you know, the charts and the candles. It's like, no, it's just logic. You know, he went into Alphabet and Google, they're going to crush it, right? So it's like, my thought process is I'm not a big stock guy except American Bitcoin and XXI. And my thought process is, well, it's kind of like scaling companies, right? Hire for skill. So if they're so damn good at what they do, then I might as well start dollar cost averaging into Berkshire and just let them do the work, right? You know, you're not going to get rich quick off it, but it is a good stabilization because they're smart. They're thoughtful. They don't make rash decisions, and that feels good because I'm about calmness, stability, discipline, consistency. But yeah, so I hope that helps. I hope that helps you in your journey. A couple reminders out there. There's a lot of bullshit. I don't do Web3 is a scam. So if you see videos where I'm pointing like this, those are scammers using my content. There's thousands of scam accounts. You don't need a Web3. Do not set up a Web3 wallet. Scam, scam, scam. I'm not DMing you on WhatsApp. I'm not DMing you on Telegram. I do not invest people's money. We do not broker people's money. We don't invest people's money. Never, ever, ever, ever send your money to anybody pretending to be me. We're educators, financial educators. We have an education academy. You can click the description down below. You can join my education academies. You can click the link in my bio. I also own an insurance brokerage where we have an elite team. So we are a small brokerage that I created, Freedom Insurance LLC, which we teach people how we properly structure and fund cash value life insurance to use them as leverage and also use them to build family banks, safety, and security. You have to structure them properly. And you need to put money in them. They need to be funded. They're not magic retirement policies. They're not magic money machines. They're life insurance. There's cost of life insurance. So if you don't understand the cost of life insurance and how to properly fund them, our responsibility is to properly structure them. Your responsibility is to properly fund them. Not everybody needs a policy. And that's the biggest thing. So if you want to set up a free consultation with my team, click the description down below. You'll see it you'll see like the Freedom Insurance. Click the link in my bio. And lastly, not to sit here and throw a bunch of stuff at you guys, but the Freedom Conference, if you want to hang out with me live on February 6th and 7th, February 7th in Arizona, the VIP sold out. We still have general admission tickets available. Freedom Conference live, Mesa, Arizona. You get to see my studio here. We have our own conference center. We have a little campus here. If you'd like to come hang out live, you're going to be taking you live through our CAPL+DR strategy, or you can join online from all over the world. So I love you guys. I appreciate you. As we always say, Warriors, rise, get your shit together. Have a great weekend.